Hey guys, what's up? So we are 1 week into next gen with the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S coming out. Today in Europe, you guys are getting the PS5, so you guys are probably just having hell fun with it right now. Congrats. But I know like a few days ago I said I'm gonna have a review for the PS5. And I sat back and thought about it and I was like, okay, reviewing this right here is gonna be like a really big thing, so I'm gonna like do that in a couple days. However, I'm gonna have a review for the Dualsense control itself. As great as the PS5 is, with its graphics, its ray tracing, its visual fidelity, its performance mode of like 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, it being 8K rating, that isn't really the system seller in a way. It's like, that's all good. That's all good. Don't get me wrong. That's all good. It's actually the DualSense that makes the PS5 what it is. And you guys are probably wondering, Mark, what the hell? Why is the control so important and why not the system? Well, I'll tell you. The control itself it has a similar setup as the normal DualShock. You got your face buttons, you got your joysticks, you got the trackpad, you got your triggers, and you got like the overall the same form factor. But the DualSense kind of takes it up to the next level, really, because there's actually three important things put into it. It's basically the DualShock, but with like good additions added onto it, like stuff that they should have put on the DualShock, but they never did. And one of the first things that's really important is actually there is the speaker, or a speaker microphone right here. The speaker is already on the DualShock, so forget about that speaker part. But the actual microphone right here. So there's a mic right there, and then there's another mic right there that cancels out noise sound. The microphone is actually really important because, well, when you play online games and stuff, you gotta have a headset and all this stuff. This time you don't need it. You just plug in like headphones, like normal headphones, and you got your mic right there, and you're able to chat and able to play with your friends, your teammates, your party members, whoever online automatically, instantly. It works on almost all the games except, well, Demon's Souls, because Demon's Souls is made like that, where you can't really chat with people just like that, unless you're already in pre-made party. But this right here is a game changer because like a lot of us who don't use headsets, we had to use our PlayStation 4 cameras in order to talk into, and that was really noisy because you had the audio from the speakers coming out and going in there as well as your voice. This is actually more unique because it's focused primarily on your voice only and not the sound coming out of the speakers. So this one right here is where you're going to talk into. It's this little dot right there. You can right see it. That's the normal mic. And this right here, that little dot right there, that's the noise canceling mic. That right there, it's a game changer because you're able to talk clearly and your button presses aren't going to be picked up at all, and the outside sound gets canceled out too. And then the other thing that's really big is actually the haptic feedback right here, which is built in onto the triggers. Well, not triggers, onto the handles itself. And I just found out today that the people who made the haptic feedback on here, they're the same people who did the haptic HD rumble on the Switch's Joy-Cons. So that's actually pretty cool. They're trying to get it everywhere on all systems now. The only one that's left is Microsoft and the Xbox. Come on, Microsoft, gotta get that in there now. But the haptic feedback is amazing. It's not your typical rumble. Like your DualShock will just like shake and you'll feel the rumble, you'll feel the hit. That's it. But the haptic feedback though is insanely different. Like the best example I could have would be in when I was playing Demon's Souls and you're wading through water. You have all this armor on you. You're carrying all this equipment on you and you're wading through waist high water. And as you're walking through it, as you're like kind of like wading through the whole thing, you'll feel the control get heavier on each side for each step you're taking. So left, right, you'll feel the weight of your character's movements. And that is really insane. I was like, whoa. And I was like, oh crap. Like I thought I knew what rumble is because I've been playing video games for like 20 years and like DualShocks, normal rumbles like an Xbox, Nintendo controls and stuff. Like I thought I knew what it was. But then when I saw the haptic feedback, I was like, when I felt the haptic feedback, it was insane. It was like it was like me going back as a kid and experiencing the PS2 for the first time. Really, that's how big of a leap it was in terms of control. And then the other thing that's really important, it's the adaptive triggers right here. Like in normal games, like in most normal games that you play, like on PS4, on Xbox One, on the Switch, and all that stuff, it's just like you just press it and you do your thing. You do your thing in the game. Like you fire a gun, you'll shoot, you punch, you kick, whatever it is. You're just instantly do it. With adaptive triggers, though, there's actual resistance within the game itself, whatever game you're playing. So, like in Spider-Man Miles Morales, the R2 button, you fire your web and you just start web swing. But as you're doing it, you'll feel the R2 button get tighter and tighter until you have to let go. And as it gets tighter, it's this weird sensation that mixes in with the haptic feedback, and you're just like, wow, like you really dive deeper into the game. Like you feel the tightness, and then eventually you let go, and then you do it again. If you do it too fast, it's still tight. It's still gonna be tight. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, wait a couple seconds, and then you let go fully. You wait a few seconds and do it again, and Miles will shoot another web that's even longer, and that's actually really fun. And like in Demon Souls, L2 would be for block, L2 R1 would be your blocking, and it's like, I don't know why, but like now it's actually easier to block and deflect attacks in the PS5 Demon Souls with these adaptive triggers compared to the PS3 version, which is like I had a really hard time. I just held down the block button because I couldn't counter that. It's really weird. And then like the last thing, I forgot to mention this, is that if you plug in just like any headphones, the 3D audio kicks in on the PS5. Ugh, man. Every time I say PS5, I say PS4. Every time I say PS4, I say PS5. It's confusing times, right? But anyways, on the PS5, if you put in just any headphones, you get your 3D audio through the control. And the 3D audio makes the game so much better because you're not just hearing things on your left and right. You're hearing things left, right, front, back, above you, and below you. And in a game like Demon Souls, that's actually really important because you get to know when an enemy's going to get a jump on you or a surprise on you. And like you're able to know before that happens because you can hear like the enemy do their heavy breathing, their grunting, and all that stuff. And you're able to hear that and prep for that. And also, like, that would also extend to hopefully survival horror games like Resident Evil Village. It was just coming out like sometime early next year, and you'll be able to like get more immersive in the horror. Now, this control has so much potential. It's insane. So you take everything you got on your DualShock 4, then you add in haptic feedback. You add in adaptive triggers. You add in the 3D audio. You add in the built-in microphone. That is just like, it's like this going from a Super Saiyan God, if I want to use Dragon Ball reference, Super Saiyan God, to a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, basically, or Ultra Instinct, if you want to say it like that. And it's insane. Like, this is turning into one of my favorite controls to play on. It only works on the, like, all those features only work on the PS5, but you can also connect this to a PC and play PC games on it. And you can also connect this with a wired USB cable on your PS3 and play PS3 games on it. The only thing that doesn't work is the home button. You still have to use the DualShock 3 home button to access the PS3's menu. And yeah, it's like, it has the same feel as a Nintendo Pro control, like same weight, almost the same feel, but then it also feels sort of like the Xbox One control. And then there's also that one little giant Easter egg. Is you probably won't be able to see it in the video, but if you look very closely over here, you'll actually see the PlayStation icons, and it adds more of that grip to it. And it's really weird. Like after I play like maybe 2-3 hours on the Dualsense, like with the haptic feedback, the adaptive triggers, and all that stuff, and then like I let go of the control, and I'm doing something else. My hand feels like there's baby powder on it. Like that's how smooth, that's how natural the control feels. It's just like it feels like powder in your hands. That sounded better in my head, but you know what it means. It feels like baby powder. Like you just put baby powder on your hands, and like it's so smooth. That's what it feels like after you're done holding the DualSense control. And then, yeah, So hopefully in the future, third-party video game developers, they'll be able to use everything on the DualSense and not just be like, oh, we're just gonna have a little special rumble here and there, and oh, we're not gonna use the adapter triggers. Like, I want them to actually use all the stuff that Sony put in here, because this is really the future of gaming right here. Like, it's not as annoying as like a Wiimote where you have the Waggle or the Kinect, and it's not as simple as like a normal Xbox control. Like, there is actual future tech in this control that like has so much potential that can make a difference in gaming. And hopefully going forward, the third party developers do it, because I know Sony is going to like do so many crazy things with this control. But hey, that is just my thoughts, my opinions on the DualSense. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. So just like sound off on the DualSense if you guys have it. And let me know what you guys think about it if you guys are getting PS5, and let me know how excited you are to actually use this control, okay? All right, guys. You guys take it easy. Later. Peace.